It's in my humble opinion that most people can't concentrate today for two reasons. One is we're never taught how to concentrate, and second is we don't practice concentration, right? So how can you do something if you're never taught how to do it? And how can you be good at something if you don't practice it? You can't expect somebody to do something if you don't teach them how to do it. And then if they want to be good at it, they have to practice it, right? So imagine if you practice distraction 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. What would you be good at after 6 months? Distraction. After a year, you'd be really good at distraction. After a year and a half, you'd be an expert at distraction. You'd write the New York Times bestseller on distraction. TEDx would invite you to come and give a keynote on distraction. You'd get on stage, you'd be so distracted you forget what you were supposed to talk about. Right? That's how good you are. All right? But the truth is, we don't practice distraction 8 hours a day, 6 days a week. The truth is, we probably practice it more like 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. The average person sleeps, what, 7 to 8 hours, to say, roughly. So we're awake for about 16 hours of the day. Let's just say on average we're practicing it 13 hours a day, 7 days a week distraction. And then you wonder why you're so good at it. That's the law of practice. The law of practice is that we become good at whatever it is we practice. Whether it's positive or negative, it doesn't matter. If you practice something over and over and over again, you become really good at it. And that's why people are so good at distraction, because it's what they practice. Why aren't people good at concentration? Because they never taught it and they never practice it. They don't need to be drugged. They just need to be taught how to do it. People say things like, technology are great distractors, right? Smartphones. Oh, I have this thing so distracting, my smartphone. The internet. So technology in itself is not a bad thing. It's actually a beautiful thing, as long as we're in charge of it. But if every time your iPhone beeps or makes a sound and you turn to it and you go, yes, master, how can I serve you today? Then you live in that world of distraction. It's training you to be distracted. But if you actually use technology, then technology is not a bad thing. When I say yes earlier, that technology can be distracting, there are some aspects of technology that can be distracting. For example, in the Mac you have notifications that drop down. But that's as easy as clicking on it and turning it off. Turning off those notifications and not responding, but choosing what you want to engage with. Right? So technology in itself is not a bad thing. The question is, do we choose to engage in it or not? So how do we become good at concentrating? We start by understanding the mind. Right? All of us have a mind. It's the most powerful tool in the world. It built a smartphone, it's put machines that drive itself on Mars, yet there's no manual for the mind, right? When was the last time you saw a manual for the mind? Yet you buy a point-and-shoot camera whose only purpose and duty is to point and shoot. It comes with a 100-page manual, right? Yet we have the most complex tool in the world, our mind, and there's no manual. So the first thing I learned when I went to the monastery was to learn how the mind works. Because once you know how the mind works, you can control it. And once you can control it, you can focus it. You can't focus or concentrate something you don't understand. So how does the mind work? From the monk's perspective, from the monk's experience of the mind, there's two things that you need to understand. One is there's awareness, and one is the mind. So I'll take a few moments to explain this to you and share what they are. So imagine awareness as a glowing ball of light, like an orb that can float around, okay? So that's awareness. Now imagine your mind as a vast space, vast area with many different sections within it. One area of the mind is anger, jealousy, food, sex, happiness, joy, science, art. And this glowing ball of light called awareness can travel within the mind, and it can go to any area of the mind it wants to go to. And when it goes to a particular area of the mind, it lights up that area. When it lights up that area of the mind, you become conscious of it. So to give you an example, your friend invites you to go see a movie, for example, okay? Hey, Doug, do you want to go see Mission Impossible 16? Sure, let's go. Okay, so you go to the theater, you're watching, you sit down, the lights are all on, you're chatting with your friend, the lights dim, the movie starts. And if it's a really great director or producer, he or she can take your awareness to any area of the mind they want you to go to, right? They can take you to a sad area of mind, to a happy area of the mind. The movie can get really exciting, thrilling, suspenseful, scary. And it's 90 minutes later, you see 2 words on the screen and it says, the end. And you turn to your friend and you go like, wow, that was an amazing movie. But you paid $13 or $14 or $15 or whatever it is to allow the director to take your awareness to different areas of the mind. And this happens on a daily basis. Each day we allow someone or something throughout the day to take our awareness from one area of the mind to another. When we allow a person or something to do that, we're being distracted. The art of concentration is the art of keeping awareness, that ball of light, on one thing for an extended period of time. Every time that ball of light drifts away, we bring it back. It drifts away again, we bring it back, right? So that's the theory. You have awareness and you have the mind. You are not the mind. When people say my mind wanders all the time, technically that's a false statement. What wanders is your awareness. Your awareness is moving within your mind. Today, we allow people and things around us to take awareness from one area of the mind to another all day long, from the time we wake up. And therefore, we become distracted. To be concentrated is to be able to keep your awareness on one thing for an extended period of time. How do we practice this? We practice this by doing one thing at a time throughout the day. What's the best way to develop concentration? The best way to develop concentration is to bring that practice into our everyday life. Look at opportunities throughout your day. In your average day, ask yourself, what's a great opportunity to practice concentration? How many of you have a spouse or partner that you live with? Quite a few of you. Every time you speak with your spouse or your partner, keep that ball of light, that awareness on that person. It drifts away, bring it back. It drifts away, bring it back. The more you practice this, the more you become better at concentration. Give her or him your undivided attention. So if you speak to your spouse for 2 hours a day, what a great opportunity to practice concentration. Every time you speak with your child, practice concentration. Parents come up to me all the time and say, Dandapani, how can I teach my children to concentrate? Very easy. You learn to concentrate first. There's an old saying that goes, monkey sees, monkey do, And if you can't concentrate, you can't expect your child to concentrate. And if you don't teach your children how to concentrate, how can they possibly learn how to concentrate? They can't. The benefits of concentration are endless, right? When you're able to concentrate, you're able to focus all your energy into a single given point. Life is a manifestation of where your energy is flowing.